Hi, it's Mr. Rowe. So today I'd like to take a little closer look into the forge that I created. My last video I was focusing on the burner itself, so I've had a few questions about how this is put together. So today we're going to take a little closer look. It's pretty simple really, and maybe you can make one. I have many more unique videos planned, so click subscribe if you like this one. So here we go. The forge itself is made of 6 fireplace bricks. They are 1 7/8 thick by 4.5 wide by 9 inches long. And there's 6 of them in here. They're surrounded by 2-inch by 1/8 inch thick angle iron. And then there are 4 1/2-inch threaded rods that hold it all together. I welded on a 2-inch piece of angle iron across the front and the back to hold what I call the doors, or the other bricks to hold the heat in. The top plates and the ring around the pipe there is just to hold the nozzle up tight to the top of the forge. That ring, I just happen to have it kicking around. It was the right size. It really doesn't, it could be made of anything. So let's take this apart and have a little closer look. Heavy duty pipe roller components in the background there. So you notice I don't have the mixing chamber for the propane burner attached right now. Also you notice that I stitch welded the threaded rods at the bottom so they don't rotate at the bottom, so it's easier to take apart. So there you can see there's no mortar, there's no adhesive of any type. They're just sitting, they're all sandwiched in together with a little bit of pressure on the threaded rods, and there's no way it can fall apart. And I've used this quite a bit, and those bricks are looking good. So this is a 1-inch to 1.25-inch bell reducer. I used a carbide burr to remove the threads on this one. So I used a diamond hole saw. It's normally used for doing tile work to carve out the shape of the bell in the center. And it was easy to do on the seam where the two bricks meet. And then, as I was saying, that ring is just stitched on there to keep the bell reducer from falling down into the forge. But you could use any other, doesn't have to be round, it could be another piece of metal. And now we'll just drop that on and put it back together. So you can see here from my forge burner video, I use a union to hold the mixing chamber of the propane burner to the top of the forge. That way I can take it on and off and use it as I have a couple of different ends, so I can use it as a hand torch as well. So for the front and back doors, I'm just using the same size fire brick. I welded the angle iron on with a slight space, so the brick, which is 1 7/8 thick, will sit in there without being too tight, so you can slide them back and forth if you want. I did that on the front and the back so you could put material through the forge if you wish. I wanted to create a forge that was fairly inexpensive to build. Be able to put long items through the forge. A lot of forges you can't do that. And just be able to do basic blacksmithing. I also wanted to do some casting, so by rotating this over and closing the back doors, the other bricks, you can put a crucible inside, and you can melt, aluminum, copper, zinc, pretty much anything, not steel, of course. So one of the reasons I made the forge with a front and back door is to run really long lengths of bar stock to do a gilded brass technique that I've developed for mild steel. And I used it to create these little cocktail tables. So there you go, that's pretty much it. If you follow the link here, you can see how to make my propane burner. It's super easy to make, no adjustments, it's just fired up and away you go. Just a tiny little bit of welding that if you get done by somebody or do yourself, really easy to make, and now I'm gonna go kill some weeds. A lot of people don't realize you can kill weeds, and you don't have to burn them. Just go over them lightly like that. In a day or two, they'll all be dead. And if they come, it doesn't kill the roots. But if they come back up and you go over them one more time, they'll all be dead. So it's great for like sidewalks, laneways, things like that. Thistles, which are really hard to kill with pesticides. Herbicides. That's all it takes. They'll be dead in a day or two. Can't believe how much bird crap there is on my shop.